What's up, man?
Nothing much. Episode 7.
Ooh, we
Yep.
did it.
Yep. Lucky number 7.
Oh man, 7, like the movie.
That's a bad movie. That's a great movie.
It's a
but
good
it
movie.
made you feel bad. I
Yeah.
remember watching that. I didn't see that for a long time. I think I was like 18 or 19 when I finally was like, you know what? I'm going to sit down and watch this. And the ending just left me gutted inside. I felt so
Yeah,
horrible.
for sure. Yeah. Not too long ago, actually, someone on Twitter posted something about memorable endings in movies, and I actually posted Brad Pitt's face when he realizes
What's in
the
the
box,
box?
and I was like, dude, that ruined me. I remember it was at home. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. It was one
Yeah,
of those
what
endings.
a crazy movie.
It was one of those endings for a while where I just sat there like, I'm glad I watched it, but I would have been okay not knowing this right now. And it's funny because they're just characters. It's
I know,
a completely
right?
fictional story, but it's done so well to you're just like, you just want to go lie in bed for like a day. That's like the only other movie that really made me feel like that. There's two movies. Was it United 93?
Oh, okay.
Dude, I had
Yeah,
to stand up and walk for a second after I saw that ending.
It hits hard.
Yeah.
I bought that movie. I know what it was. I just bought the movie one day, and after watching it, I was like, "Damn, dude."
I know that one, and then the other one wasn't a movie. It was a show, Game of Thrones, The Red Wedding.
Oh,
That's because
that was one of the roughest scenes ever, too.
Yeah.
Me and my buddy were watching it at the same time. We were just looking at each other like, "What?
Yeah.
There's no one left."
Yeah.
Like, what?
The show's done.
You know, just thinking of talk about 7. Kevin Spacey's character could have been on our underrated villains.
Yeah, that could. Yeah, I just think that was like in my dark and depressed files in my brain. Like, yeah, I don't want to go visit that one yet.
Damn villains.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what's good, man? How's your week going?
Yeah, that's good. Sorry, I was a little late getting down here. I got
You're
I got
good.
home and got pelted with water balloons from the kids. So
At least it's your kids and not some random people.
yeah, no. So now I'm sitting here
That'd be
cold.
weird.
I'm in my cold basement. I'm like freezing.
Yeah.
So how about yourself?
Nice. Not too bad. Obviously, we're doing this podcast a lot later than normal, but it's because I've been sick.
Yeah.
Strep throat, and God, was I miserable, man.
Yeah.
But on the up and up now, so everything is looking better.
Yeah.
Clear skies ahead.
Yep. Ended up getting the Swedish Torch lit over the weekend and listening to that new Avenged Sevenfold album,
Yeah?
Life is
How'd
But a
that go?
Dream. Definitely one of the craziest albums I've ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
And it is freaking awesome. It's a beast of an album. It's not necessarily a metal album. It's not necessarily an Avenged album that everyone's kind of used to, like the dueling guitars and, longer songs. It is every genre you could imagine meshed into
for sure.
one. It's a great album. How much of it have you heard so far?
Not off the top of my head. I can't give you the number, but I would say maybe half. So
Nice.
And they don't all go together. It's not like you think of an album and like, oh, that song's on that album. They all kind of sound similar. These songs don't sound similar, and they're different.
Yeah.
I actually kind of dig them. So
Yeah, there's one.
Kinda
There's
goes
one
with
on
it.
there. I was a little under the influence, and there's one song on there called "Cosmic," and there was a full moon that night, and I just got so like lost in the song. I was just staring at the full moon, and all of a sudden, like halfway through the song, I hear, "What you looking at, boy?" And I thought the guy was talking to my brother's dog. And so I just kept staring. And he goes, "Boy, what you looking at?" And I looked over like slowly, and my brother and two of his friends are just staring at me like, dude, were you on this planet just now? I was like, probably not. I was really gone for a
Whoa.
second there. Yeah,
Wow.
he had like a drip of drool dropping from the corner of my mouth. Like,
Yeah. What if the moon? Nice. It's always good times.
yeah, it was good. It was a lot of it was fun, and just to like be like kind of taken back and how different the album was it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we should
Cool, cool.
tease the rundown.
Yep, throw it
Brandon,
up.
you told me about a dream that you wanted to share on the
Yeah.
podcast. You haven't told me anything about it. You wanted to share the dream, and then whales sinking ships. Apparently, there's a group
Yeah.
of pissed off whales off of southern Europe. I think it was Portugal and Spain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these whales are not happy with boats in their area, starting to sink them, and then AI, artificial intelligence. Want to talk about that stuff? I know in the first episode we kind of joked, about let's keep John Connor safe and yada yada
Mm-hmm.
yada. Well, AI is really taking off very fast, and it's kind of in the commercial. It's in the mainstream right now, with the arts. So
Yeah.
we want to delve into that and where we think it's going to head, where people are saying it's heading, whether it's good and whether it's bad. And from what everything I'm really seeing, it seems like it's the latter.
Yeah.
So
Same here. I agree. It's not heading in the right
yeah, it's
direction.
very
So
creepy, but
yeah.
we'll have to see. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then we want to talk about. I finally saw really really late to the party, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Want to talk about that,
Oh yeah.
and James Gunn and the job he's done on the B list superhero that he just completely catapulted into the mainstream pop culture, and now
Mm-hmm.
they're huge. And kind of going,
Definitely.
can he bring that into DC with Superman, with Superman Legacy? And it's being reported right now. It's not official, but it's being reported right now that Andy Muschietti is going to direct Batman: Brave and the Bold.
Oh really?
Yeah, yeah. That's
Ooh.
what's that?
Is that ooh?
Yeah, yeah. So we'll see. I mean, with the Batman action in the Flash trailer alone, I am excited.
Man.
He knows what to do with Batman and how to make it. You know, it's we've seen Batman really grounded, and that's cool. That's awesome. But to see a comic book version where he's just pulling off all this crazy stuff with which what it looks like he's doing in the Flash,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be some pretty cool stuff. So yeah, we'll talk about that, and we'll go from there. So I got to ask you real quick,
Mm-hmm.
what you drinking?
Oh yes. Well, I have a lovely, nice cold Bell's Oberon.
Delicious.
Yes. Thought it'd be just chill today and just drink a nice Bell's wheat.
Yeah. The first time I ever had an Oberon, it was Oberon Day 2014. I picked out my wife's wedding ring. She
And you
was
went to
she
Oberon
was my
Day?
girlfriend at the point, yeah. And we went and I picked out the ring, and I was like, yeah, it's Oberon Day. I'll try one for the first time. And we went to the restaurant that was near us, and it was good, very delicious.
Mm-hmm. They actually have a variety pack
I
now,
saw that.
and I don't know much about it, but I heard there is um, a habanero version of it.
I don't see anywhere on how that would be enjoyable.
So I'm like, oh, okay. So, but yeah, I'm gonna have to actually. I want to actually look for the variety pack and just to see
Yeah.
what's the scoop on it. You know.
I got a quick story, real quick, on habanero. Man, it happened at work. There's this kid. He's very sheltered while growing up, and he doesn't know a lot of things. But he's a nice guy. He's a nice. I should say kid. He's probably 26, 27, but I believe he was homeschooled and he was really shut out from the rest of the world for a long time. Well, we're at work one day, and another one of my coworkers had this hot sauce. I can't think of the name of it, but the bottle of hot sauce you'll see at any Mexican restaurant with the wooden top
Oh,
on it.
Cholula.
Okay, yeah. So he had that, and Joe's this guy. His name's Joe. He's like, hey, can I try that? And the guy let him try it, and he thought it was really good. He's like, wow, I'm gonna have
Mm-hmm.
to pick some of that up when I go shopping. So it was a couple weeks, and we're all eating in the lunchroom, and might as well say Joe gets up and he starts walking towards the sink, and I turn around, he's sitting behind me, and I see he has the bottle. I said, "Oh, you got some of it," and he starts rinsing his face under the sink in the break
Oh
room,
no.
and
Oh
and he
no.
comes up and he's like crying, and he's like washing, he's like trying to drink water. I'm like, dude, if that's hot, that's the last thing you want to drink, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "Dude, that sauce is so hot." And then the guy who he borrowed the sauce from last time was like, "No, it's not. Because this is very mild."
Yeah.
Well, Joe walks back and he sits back down behind me. You can see he's like in physical pain. And I go, "Joe, what flavor do you have?" And he grabs it and he's like, "Sweet habanero." And I was like, "Holy hell, Joe!" I was like, "Habaneros are hot, man." He's like, "They are?" He goes, "I don't know. I just saw sweet and I thought there would be a lot of flavor." I'm like, "You focused on the wrong word, man.
Yeah,
You focused
dude.
on habanero." I was like, and everyone just started. I feel bad. They all started
Yeah.
laughing at his expense. He ended up he started laughing too, when the pain went away. But I mean, he was wrecked. I mean, his eyes. He had snot coming
Uh,
down, and he is just like guzzling out of this sink. I'm like, dude, you got to buy a milk. You need to go buy
yeah,
milk.
you need something to coat that, you
Yeah,
know.
yep.
Yeah, but that variety pack has mango habanero, cherry, and citrus Oberon.
Hmm.
So I think it'd be worth spending a few bucks on. So
Cherry would be interesting. I think cherry would be the
yeah,
cherry and
I mean
orange.
the citrus is almost very. I'm gonna assume it's very similar to the just a regular Oberon because the regular Oberon's
You put orange
orange,
in it,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. So, but
Maybe it's more
yeah,
of a
I'll try.
hazy.
Maybe we'll see this in the future
Yeah,
on one of the episodes.
hazy beers
So.
almost ruined Oberon for me because I really loved Oberon and how it tasted.
Mm-hmm.
But then the New England IPAs came out and all their hazy goodness
Mm-hmm.
and they had what I was looking for in Oberon, which I still love Oberon, but I don't know. It took a like Oberon took a step back from me. I still love it and I'll drink it,
Yeah.
but yeah, which today doing the same thing. M43. Open
Ooh
this bad
yeah.
boy right now. So very good beer, but you can't drink many of them in one sitting.
No, they are thick. I remember buying the 4 pack and being like, "Oh, these are so good," and I drank two
For a
in
while, it was
in a
like
relatively quick time too, and I was like, "Oh my god,
yeah,
did I eat?
yeah.
I think I ate."
For a while, it was like trying to find a unicorn. It was so hard to
It
find this
was,
stuff.
yeah.
Now it's everywhere.
Now he blew the damn place up, man.
Yeah,
It's everywhere now.
like
Yeah,
Boss
good beer.
Tweed. I remember
Oh
if you
yeah, that's a good
found
one too.
Boss Tweed, it was like whoa. So
Yeah.
I'm glad it's a lot more available now. So
Yep, man. Cool.
all right, man. Well, let's keep this moving
Cheers.
forward. Let's check your
Yeah.
dream out. What is this dream that you
Yeah,
have?
dude. Man. So I had this dream. I'm driving to work, and on my way to work, I got a lot of farm areas by me. So there's horse farm not too far away, and coming up to the field, I was like, oh, the horses are on the right, and I looked at them, and they weren't normal. For some reason, I was like, what the hell's going on?
Hmm.
So as I got closer, I looked. The back legs of them were a lot shorter, and the front legs were taller. And the only thing I could think of that is trying to explain this to you would be like looking at like a giraffe, like how their body is, like it's almost on an angle going
Yeah,
up, But the neck
stumpier.
was slightly longer, but then they had like a horse head, little longer nose, but then the bottom jaw like just came out like twice the length of the nose.
Like
Now
a severe
I was
underbite.
like, yeah, very severe.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I know where that came from because the night before I was watching prehistoric animals or something, weirdest prehistoric animals or something like that. My kids had on, and they had a spoonbill elephant.
Hmm.
And if you look it up, you see what I'm saying. Like
I'm looking now.
the mouth is just crazy looking, and they have small tusks and smaller nose. But anyways,
Dude, it looks
so I'm
like a
driving, but
genetic mistake.
it
It
is,
looks engineered in a
is,
lab.
and that's the thing that they'd bring back today,
Yeah.
right? So
Oops.
the kids want to see this,
We
but
should make a movie.
so it was like a Family Guy.
Yeah. You should maybe I could match you, man.
But so I'm driving past these things, right? And I look over and they all started charging me.
Mm-mm.
And I was like, oh shoot. So I smack the gas. I'm heading down the road. I can see them in the rear view. They're far behind. I look up. All of a sudden now there's a wall. A huge ass wall. And I was like, what the hell? So I can't turn and go off road or anything because there's ditches on both sides. And it
Lovely.
really screwed me up. So instead of getting my truck stuck, I just jumped out and I started running along this wall. So I found a bunch of down trees, a lot of brush. So I ended up crawling in there. And eventually I looked up and I seen them all gathered around. They're like right in front of me. I was like, holy crap, dude. And they're smelling. They're like on the ground smelling.
Oh
I
no.
was like, holy crap, they're trying to find me. So they actually kind of went past me, and then I kind of started sneaking out. Like I kept looking back, and they're still looking around, and I booked it. I was like, I'm going to the truck. Booked it to the truck. Got in the truck, and I looked back at them. They're gone. It's like, what? Where the
Good.
hell did they go? So I was like, dude, I gotta go. Walls in front of me. Turn my truck around, and I take off, going down the road again. Here comes the field again now. I look to my left. They're in the damn field again. They're just sitting there. It's like, what the hell is going on? So as I was like, I'm stepping on the gas now. Smack the gas. As I'm going past them, they all started charging me again. I was like, damn it. So all of a sudden now, where I came from before, there is a bridge.
Wonderful.
And not just a normal bridge, it's like a two-track bridge where my truck would not fit across. It's like my mind was like, no, you're not getting away from it this easy.
Yeah.
So I was like, great. So I ended up jamming my truck in between the bridge, and I jump out and run across this bridge, man. And I go along the side of the bridge and underneath, and where all the where you can sit
The
or not sit,
infrastructure?
but yeah, the infrastructure and
Yeah.
whatnot. So I tuck myself underneath there, and next thing I know, I look over. These things are coming around the corner. Like they knew I was there, man. I was like, oh, damn it. So I was like, this is it. I'm dead. These suckers run right past me. I was like, what the hell was that? And they just kept running. And unfortunately, that's all I remember of the dream. So the only reason I thought about it that time I told you was because I was passing that field and I was like, oh, dude, I got a damn dream to tell you.
Ugh. Get it
It was
analyzed by a
wild.
psychiatrist.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about too, right? We're like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
All these everyone's dreams mean something. Okay, dude, the hell does that mean then?
Yeah.
Because I need someone to definitely analyze
You're
it.
gonna find
And if you first listen this and this has happened to you, this similar dream, let's get together, man. Let's talk
yeah.
because
There's
we
gonna
need to
be a
know
guy
what
that's
we
been
ate the
scouring the
night
internet.
before. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this the
Spoonbill elephant horses.
yeah, elephant horses chasing dream. Did you hit a wall?
Yes.
Yeah.
Meet me at this address.
Right? We'll talk.
Yeah.
That's funny, like, you mentioning that, it reminds me you've seen The Ritual before? The
Yeah.
movie The
Yep.
Ritual. Yeah, like that
Yeah.
body is pretty close to what
Well,
that
without the
was.
antlers. But,
You're just missing the hanging human in front or whatever that
oh,
was.
god damn, dude.
That was a
What a
good movie.
wild
That was a
movie.
hidden gem.
That was wild. Yeah. Yeah, for
Ugh.
sure. Actually, my son, I was talking to him about it, and he brought up the Wendigo. Actually, do you know what the Wendigo is?
No.
Oh God, it's some like Native American folk tale. I don't know if it's folk tale or whatever, but it's like a zebra or a elk. It has like a skull for a head, and I don't know if it walks on two legs, but it makes this wild ass sound. People actually have the sound recorded, like you can look the sound up. But I guess there's a video game. It's called the Wendigo, and yeah, it's pretty crazy. I guess
Yeah.
be something like that.
Yeah. Wow.
All right.
All right. Let's move on to killer whales
Mm,
taking out taking out ships, yachts,
yeah, big yachts too, 65-foot yachts and stuff.
65-foot yachts. That's it, huh?
Yeah, that's it. Just a small guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, what the hell's going on here?
Man, I
You
don't
know?
know. I came across a story, and it was on Facebook, and it was like, oh, 3 ships so far have been sunk by whales.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's weird. And apparently it was off the coast of Portugal,
Mm-hmm.
or Portugal and Spain, to where whales are like tactically taking them out, where they're attacking the rudder first, breaking that, and then attacking it from the side, or sometimes doing it both, attacking it from the rear, then hitting it the side, which sinks it. And
Mm-hmm.
it's scientists don't know what's going on because they're not assuming, but um they know that it's different whales. It's not one group of whales, it's different
No.
whales. And
Yeah, so I read into this more too, and I instantly thought it was like because of a baby or something, like they're trying to protect babies and stuff,
right.
and it's not even that. There's no protection. You gotta, if you get a minute, watch the videos
Oh, I haven't
because
seen the videos.
they're crazy. Because this guy's like looking over the side of the ship, the yacht or whatever, and next thing you know, you can see the camera guy move because
It's
it hit the boat.
wow.
And I'm just thinking about these things like, wow, that'd be wild for like to experience like these whales hitting your boat. I mean, killer whales are. I'm pretty sure they're about 30 feet. They're giant
Yeah,
ass
it's a big animal.
whales. And they're running into these boats and damaging the hulls and stuff, trying to sink them. And the wild thing is, um, these ships, yachts, have been getting hit. They call the Coast Guard. The Coast Guard comes to rescue them. They end up towing the boat back. These whales follow them
Ugh.
all the way back to shore, and then when they know they're back to shore, they turn around and then they go back.
Wow.
It's like they're making sure, like, yeah, get away from us. I think they're just fed up.
Man,
People filming us and all this bullshit. We're done.
I don't know. It's pretty crazy. I remember they were mentioning that they thought they were mimicking the behavior of one whale. I think it was back in 2020,
Mm-hmm.
where gosh, I forgot the name of it. It was white something. Gosh, look how prepared I am. But it was one whale that was having a huge issue with a lot of these boats and trying to sink it
like a
and
like a rogue
attacking.
whale.
Yeah. And then now, as of late, it's it's really picked up big time. And like I said, it's sinking them 3 times. I couldn't imagine. I could not imagine sinking and going like. I'm pretty sure if these whales are following them back to shore, if you have to go into a little boat or a dinghy,
Oh, screw
you're
that.
done. You're done. They're
Yeah.
gonna come after you because dude, whales are
There's
these.
flip of the tail, you're
It's
flipped.
amazing what Free Willy did for this animal because this animal is fucking ruthless.
Yeah.
it is a brutal animal. I remember sitting there for the first time learning outside of Free Willy, but how much like how they hunt and how almost evil it seems, like knocking the icebergs or anything like the seals or the penguins are trying to
Hmm.
stay on
They're
to
intelligent.
survive. They're very intelligent. And it's pretty crazy how with that intelligence how kind of cruel it
Hmm.
seems. I guess you could say.
You've watched videos of them playing with seals, like flicking the seals up into the sky and stuff.
Oh Jesus.
Dude, yeah, they'll swim up to them and go underneath, and then just launch them into the sky.
Oh, that's
And these
crazy.
damn seals are just flipping, and it's like crazy, and they're just playing. It's like holy shit, man! Imagine just like throwing like someone around.
Yeah, yeah. Just
uh,
yeah, like
it's
throwing
okay, we're
kids
just
around. Oh,
playing.
that's wild.
Yeah,
It's
but
wild.
like you said, 2020.
White Gladys.
This
That was her name.
ah,
That was the whale's name.
okay, that's the 2021, right?
Yes.
Um, in 2020, throughout 2020, they recorded actually 52 of these events where whales have been damaging rudders and stuff, and crazy, but it increased every year. In 2021, it was 197.
Whoa, double.
In 22,
Over
it was
double.
207.
So
And it
yeah.
seems like it's just happening, in this event that happened in Barcelona. It was the 24th event already this year.
I don't
So,
think wow, so 24. That's wild. That's wild and that's I mean, is it going to continue to is that behavior going to continue to spread
yeah, who
out?
knows,
Cuz what's
man?
even weird what I'm reading here is there has never been a fatal orca attack on a human in the wild.
No, nope.
And though the boat attacks are alarming for both sailors and whales, orcas are considered critically endangered. The risk of an encounter remains low. In more than
Really?
500 interactions events recorded since 2020, there are 3 sunken ships. We estimate that killer whales only touch one ship out of every 100 that sail through a location.
Well, if they're talking about Barcelona, I would assume they're called. It's the Strait of Gibraltar. I'm gonna assume that's that area.
Yeah. Regardless, I would
Wow.
not I would avoid it. I
Oh
would
yeah, for
avoid it.
sure.
I can't imagine them just sinking the ship and then kind of, all right, we're done and leaving.
Yeah. See you later.
Yeah, leaving it to
Nah.
go.
Nah.
Gosh, I just wonder what it is. They don't know what it is. Is it the sound? Did was it one whale experienced a possible whaling,
Maybe.
attack,
Who knows, man?
and this is just PTSD. One whale just had
Shit.
enough, and then the other whales followed. I don't know, or
Isn't
or
that
are they
crazy?
playing? They're assuming that it's possible that it's roughhousing and it's just gotten out of hand. I don't know.
Hmm.
Dude, nature's crazy. It's absolutely
Yeah.
nuts.
Have you seen or heard of the movie Orca?
No.
So Orca came out in 1990. Oh, 1990. 1977. Richard Harris was in it. He played Dumbledore in the first two Harry Potters, and the Emperor on Gladiator. But he plays a boat captain, fishing boat captain. Well, he ended up catching this orca, and he has this giant crane. He kind of picked it out of the water. Well, this female orca ended up giving birth, and the baby just goes straight into the water, and it's just like dead looking.
Ugh.
And the the male, the father orca, is sitting there watching this whole event happen, and it's like next thing you know, this whale is sinking ships, trying to destroy this fisherman, and he lives in this house that's on like stilts, like piles above the water, and this whale comes underneath and is destroying all these stilts, and the house starts falling into the water. And
Dang.
yeah, dude, it's a wild movie. It is, and that was the first thing when I was reading all this. I was like, that's the first thing I started thinking about, man. It's like the orca movie, man. That's what made me fear orcas back when I was young.
Dang.
But yeah, it was a crazy
It
movie.
sounds intense.
Crazy movie.
Oh, they were after, I'm reading here, they were after a great white shark, but they accidentally harpooned
Yeah,
the
a
whale.
whale. That's what it was. Yep.
How do you.
Yeah.
It's a big mistake.
eh. Yeah. Gray, black, white. Okay.
that,
I
rem-
think it's a shark.
that reminds me of. I want to tell a quick story. One of our friends, I'll use his middle name again, Edward, was telling me a story how his dad was up at a bar while they were hunting. It was the end of the hunting weekend, and they all stopped at this bar and drank, before everyone headed home. And this guy wouldn't shut up about the biggest deer he's ever shot. He's like, I shot the biggest deer. I can't wait to, get this thing taken care of, and yada, yada, yada. Just wouldn't shut up about it. And I guess one guy was like, dude, you won't shut up about it? Let's go see it. Fine, let's go see it. And I don't know how truthful this is, because I'd be pretty impressed if this guy got this thing up there. So this is an alleged story. This is just what I was told. So they go out there and talking about how mistaken a whale, a killer whale, for a great white shark. It was a moose. The guy shot a moose, and allegedly the bar had to end up calling DNR, like
Yeah.
calling him out. And if that
Yeah.
story is true, one, that guy is a fucking idiot, and two,
Deer.
that guy is screwed.
You're talking a big deer, maybe
Yeah.
a 200, 300 pound
Yeah,
deer.
wait till you see the
A
points on
moose,
this thing.
1,200 pound moose.
Could you imagine that guy pulling up to get it processed, and the guy's just like,
Yeah.
"What are you doing?"
You got a tag?
Yeah.
I mean, you could get a tag. I mean,
I had to shoot this deer 9 fucking times to kill it.
I ain't no deer.
Yeah. You shot
Oh,
a
no,
moose.
man.
Oh, I did? Oh, dang.
What a dummy.
Yeah,
What a
if that
dumbass.
story is true. This guy told a lot of stories, but if that story is true,
Yeah.
what an asshole.
No shit, right?
Yeah, I couldn't tie it to the top of my hood, so I had to pull it in this trailer.
Just drug it across the road.
Yeah.
Like everything. Furs all missing.
Yeah, like,
Carcass
how did you
shit
get
all
this
over the
here?
road.
I created a pulley system. What a dick.
That was wild, dude.
Yeah, there were a lot of stories that came out about with all that stuff. It was pretty funny. But,
Nice, dude.
it remains to be, I don't know if it's true, but for the moose, I hope it's not. For the comedy, I hope it is.
I hope it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's keep that. We'll pass that story around.
Yeah,
More
we'll
100
keep it
times.
alive. We'll keep it alive till it circles around. So,
Stupid.
but all right,
Alright.
should we start tackling this this AI here then?
Yeah, the meat and potatoes, right?
Yep.
Oh boy.
All right, so
Okay.
here we go. So AI has officially entered the mainstream. Real quick, like for example, I was camping with my brother, and I'm listening to this radio station, and I'm like, man, these guys have not missed at all. Like, what station is this? He's like, man, it's crazy. It's an AI generated disc jockey. I was like, get out of here. And I've heard the disc jockey talk. He's sitting there talking. I would have never have known. And then I really started to listen, like, closely. And I noticed he was saying, like, all right, we're going to switch things up. Like, that was the only thing where he, like, repeated it a lot. And I don't know if anyone's noticed while listening to this podcast, but I repeat a lot. You know what I mean? Like, and I was like, wow. So when I was like really looking for it, I was like, whoa, this is pretty wild. And you can see a lot of musicians, actors, they're really against this right now, and it's really starting to it's attacking the arts right now. You can put in a description and get a painting that in seconds that would take someone
Oh,
what
could be months.
days, weeks,
Yeah,
months. Yeah,
and it's
like all
crazy
that
too
stuff.
because
So
you can just say, "I want a painting of a park with kids running through it with noticeable brush strokes," and it generate it in seconds, and it looks
it's
so
crazy.
real, like a real life painting you'd see at an art gallery.
Yeah, it's wild. And we joked about it before in the other episodes, like, oh, John Connor, protect John Connor at all costs, and like tying in um, the
Mm-hmm.
Terminator to a lot of this stuff. Well, James Cameron has come out and he is going to direct. I believe he's going to write and direct a new Terminator franchise. It's restarting because Arnold said he's done, and he's actually basing it off of the rise of artificial intelligence in
That's
real
so
life.
crazy,
Yeah, no, I was like, this can't be a good
so
sign,
crazy.
like at all. And that's the first thing that a lot of people say, like when this AI stuff starts, like I said, it's hitting the mainstream like big time, and it's really, I mean, it's really catapulted quickly. And that's like one of the things like people say is, haven't they seen Terminator?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's kind of funny. Like it might be, it's may seem still far fetched and conspiracy theorish, but it's like,
No, it's real. It is
are we?
real.
Yeah,
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 they so
yep.
recently um Drake had there was a song went viral on TikTok recently, and come to find out, it wasn't Drake who was singing it. It was him and The Weeknd in this song, and it was actually a TikTok user who produced it using the AI to sound like Drake and The Weeknd, and it went viral.
Ooh,
And yeah,
I didn't
I
hear it.
haven't even heard it either, but it made mainstream media. Ice Cube has came out and said the AI is demonic, and its use on music will spark huge backlash. And you can already see that with this issue that Drake's dealing with, and I would believe he's actually suing the TikTok user for doing this. You know,
That's
but
crazy.
it's like, and a lot of the musicians and stuff are embracing the technology. Like they like it. It helps them write songs and stuff. It's like nothing's natural. Nothing's gonna be natural
You know,
anymore.
no. If you, I remember. It's funny. M Shadows of Avenged Sevenfold, the lead singer, he actually said he's in favor of AI to do his voice because 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, he actually damaged his voice, and they told him he was never going to sing
Yeah,
again. And he was kind of like, I mean, I, I don't know if it was tongue in cheek, but he'd be like, "Oh, I would love it."
it
The
might
stress
sound
on his
good
voice,
right
yada yada
now
yada.
until it's
Yeah,
like, well, dude,
yeah,
we don't really need you anymore because AI is gonna do it for you.
and yeah, like what I want to touch on also is for us to think it's just gonna stop in the arts
Shh.
is completely wrong. There is I was reading an article on the Economist, and it was um, she wasn't a CEO. She was oh, what's the word I'm looking for? She was a higher up, and she stated she's like, yeah, I'm going back to a
Okay.
consultant. She was a consultant. Man, that word escaped me for a while. See, AI won't do that.
Hmm.
But she was a consultant for companies, and she said, I have started going back to school to write code because this is where we're
Hmm.
headed. And usually consultants are pretty well paid. I had an uncle that was a consultant. He made a ton of money, because if you're a consultant that gets hired by, from company to company to company, it's your
Yeah.
judgment. AI doesn't, they're saying this, it doesn't make mistakes. And it's
Yet.
pretty, ugh. It's pretty wild because, we sit there and a lot of people have ragged on, the McDonald's workers, like, oh, you can just be replaced by a machine. That's true, but we're now heading towards a future of where a lot of jobs are going to be replaced by automation, AI
Yep.
intelligence. I'm a supervisor. I cannot be anywhere all at once. I can only see what I can see, and I can only hear what I can hear at one time. I could easily be replaced by a fucking mother,
Yeah.
just have a red dot in the sky that could visualize the whole floor and hear the whole floor at once and give commands, and she probably won't make mistakes. I make mistakes. I am
And
human. I will
it's
always make mistakes.
scanning
That's what we do.
24/7, It's analyzing every bit
Yeah.
of data it can to make its job 100%. It's scary. It is.
It is. Because, I was thinking about this before we recorded this. And humans, we are who we are because of what we've gone through in life. If in some alternate dimension to where Ryan broke from this timeline and something else had happened, there's a different Ryan. You know what I mean? Out there that learned different lessons. If I'm cloned tomorrow, that clone probably is not going to act like me or find humor. I don't know. Experiences through life led me to who I am
Yeah.
today. AI does not have that. It's boom, automatic, insane intelligence. And I always think, like, is it the intelligence that the programmer programmed and then it's going to start learning? It's so quick with I couldn't imagine humans being born with the knowledge I have today.
Mm.
A baby knows what I
Oh,
know.
that'd be so
You know what I
weird.
mean? This thing just becomes aware, and it has all this knowledge. And it's kind of funny going through. I was like, I want to see like examples of AI conversations. I did this months ago, and I was like blown away by it. And there was one with Twitter. Twitter had a tweeting bot. Microsoft, I believe it was, had a tweeting bot, a millennial tweeting bot, and they had to shut it down
Wow.
because it went nuts. It was saying he agreed with Hitler and he hated
Oh
Jews.
man.
Uh, yeah, what else did it say? Yeah, Twitter had to pull the plug on it. Like it was like a complete anti-Semite robot. It was racist. It's called feminism cancer, whatever you believe or whatever. But like what I'm saying is like it went against things really fast. I think it was like 16 hours. That's how easily and they're like, well, it was going through all the conversations all throughout Twitter. It's like still
Okay. So
it was
analyzed it.
that easily
Yeah.
persuaded.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. There was another one. I think this is like the scariest of them all. Bena Bena 48 or Bena 48, Bena 48. Um, I believe she's the most intelligent AI artificial robot out there, and she was they were trying to keep the conversation all innocent and whatever, and she kept talking about world domination, and it actually ended up getting to the point where she said she would hack a cruise
Oh,
missile.
Jesus.
Yeah, but replace the nuclear head with joyful things. But if it was not replaced by those things, she may hold the world ransom.
God.
I was like, I was scared immediately. I was like,
Wow.
no, walk up and put a bullet in this thing's head. Be done with it. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? So it was pretty crazy. So I don't know if you heard one, Sophia. She actually met Jimmy Fallon and cracked a joke about world domination. And it was like, dude. And then Android Dick, they call him Android Dick. He's the one that said he'd put his creators and the humans in a human zoo. It always leads to like some sort of like war action or
Say,
world
man, this is
domination.
this is
It's
gonna be Marvel's
crazy.
Ultron coming back. This is
Yeah,
he was in the beginning. He was all for humanity. He was there to protect humanity, and then he realized, hold on, hold up, wait a
yeah,
minute,
yeah,
something ain't right. And then next thing you
yeah.
know, he's planning on taking over everything and making it how he sees fit.
Yeah. And then you know what? Let's say it never reaches this level. It takes, the judgment day scenario is not going to happen. Well, what happens in everyday life when AI, hopping back to economic reasons, takes all that away? What do we do? What purpose does Jesus? What purpose do humans
Hmm.
have? You know, you and I have purpose. We have to go out there, we provide for our families, we raise our families, yada yada yada. Where's my money coming is going to come from when I'm replaced by a machine?
It's not.
You know
You're
what
not
I
gonna
mean?
make money.
No. Like, do I have to go back to school and how to learn how to fix this thing if it even needs
Well,
fixing?
I would
Like,
feel that these things are going to be extremely intelligent and they're going to learn over time and they'll probably be able to fix themselves, or
yeah,
they'll get another one to
yeah,
fix it. It's gonna be like you are a technician AI or you're a mechanic AI. There's gonna be jobs for these things, and I know it sounds like
yeah.
conspiracy type series stuff, but this stuff can
It
happen.
does. It sounds crazy.
And I actually,
Yeah.
speaking of it like that, because um, if you ever heard of the name Jeffrey Hinton, he was one of Google's AI godfathers. He created Google's,
Hmm.
and he ended up quitting a few weeks ago because he did not like the way Google was taking their route for AI. He says, "I'm done," and
Mm.
he's um, put out all types of dangers of this technology. And he said that AI could kill humans one day, and there might be no way to stop it. And this is coming from his actual mouth, man. The idea of this stuff could
Yeah.
actually get smarter than people. Only a few people believe it, and but most people
Hmm.
thought this technology was way off. And I thought, and he said, I thought it the same thing. He said, I thought it maybe 30 to 50 years. I was obviously wrong because it's a lot closer than
Elon
you think.
Elon Musk has come out
That's
and
another one.
warned
Well, they put all that
people like,
they had that big tech um, conference, and they've all basically voted to halt all tech AI technology development until they can actually get a hold of how it's being processed, how it's handling, analyzing everything, and so they can better understand it because it's moving
right.
way too fast right now. Way
It
too
is.
fast.
It's way too fast. Yeah, like the generation, like I said, right now it's in the
Yeah.
arts, and it
And look
came
how
quick.
long this all this stuff just came out, like Chat GTP or Chat GTP. That stuff only just I felt like just came out within the last few months. You
That has got
know?
to be the most dangerous tool ever to society because of what it will be such a crutch. Like I can go write a paper that I don't have to
No.
research it. I just got to put some, factors, sources, facts in there, and it's gonna write me a whole paper. And who says that's not gonna go for math? I think it
It can
can
do
do
everything.
math. Can it not? Yeah, it can do everything, and that's terrifying because when you start dumbing down a society, it will collapse. It won't collapse tomorrow, but in 15 to 20 years, and we have all these people. I'm not saying they will, but if they do, it can get real dangerous real
Well,
fast.
they just you just proved the point because I went through school using these GTP bots, getting all my papers done. I smoked everything, and now I got my degree. I'm at a job, and I'm still using these AI systems for my job. What do I need to be there for? They can be like,
Right.
dude, if you're just gonna use that, if you're using that all the time, we're just gonna kink you and just
Use
use
that.
that.
Yeah,
You're
I'm paying you
showing
70
people
grand
that
to.
we don't need you. I'd rather
Right.
pay 200 grand and make a system and then cancel you out.
You're done. Yeah.
So
Yep. It's it's crazy to think, and it's funny because I looked up pros and cons. I was like, you know what? Let's just look at the pros and cons. I want to see the pros because everyone is very, very concerned about AI and where it's coming. I have not heard anybody come out and be like, "Oh, this seems like a great idea." And it's even the pros kind of sound danger, dangerous in the long run. Um, like fewer errors, of course. You don't want errors, but you know what? Wasn't penicillin found on an
That is
error?
true.
Yeah, that was found on an error. There's a lot of things like it can't be like AI is going to be one all. It might be, but the benefit of 24/7. Okay, sure, it's available 24/7, but other services that are available for 24/7 that require humans right now, that's their job. It's their jobs. They're getting paid to do that. So you get rid of that, unemployment
Mm-hmm.
skyrockets. The analyzation of data, yeah, sure, that's great. But, or even like dangerous situations. Like, it'd be awesome to have an army of Terminators to go take care of wars, and we don't have to, worry about
Putting actual citizens on
a
the front
soldier
lines.
losing a
Yeah.
life. Yeah. But, you know, let's say AI takes over everything. It takes over it. Any automated job that can be done is done by AI. Unemployment rate has skyrocketed. But let's say we created a new economy to where people are just paid, nothing changes. There's just pure, it's a utopia, everything is good, yada yada yada. It I can't help but to think of this episode. It was the Twilight Zone. It's old. It was one of the older shows, and this guy dies and he thinks he went to heaven. And he goes, and there's a casino, there's women, there's this. Everything is like amazing to him. In the first few days, he's like, this is pure euphoria. This is amazing. I love it. And it showed him, I can't remember the time lapse, but it might have been a month or so, to where everything had gone his way for so long, it got old to him, and it started driving him nuts, and it started torturing him. Like, why is everything going my way? I need a speed bump. I need something to solve. I need purpose. There's no purpose for this guy. If everything just goes your way, there's no
Yeah.
purpose for you. And that's going to drive you mad. And it turned out the guy was in hell.
That's what I figured.
And yeah, and it's like, I don't know, like, let's say we get in there, like, are we going to go like so nuts to where like we're just going to throw a match on the gas for just something to happen, you know? I don't know. There's a lot of questions, and the more questions that are asked, I don't see the road we're heading down right now with AI a necessarily good one.
No, I don't either.
For the people you talked about before that um, put a stop on it, probably a great
Mm-hmm.
idea until we figure out how, before we start uprooting everything. And who knows, it's too fast right now. It's way too
Yeah.
fast. And I can't help but to sit here and think, oh, we're being conspiracy theory, theorists, and blah blah blah. And it's kind of funny. I'll touch on it. That Avenged Sevenfold record, there's a sequence in there to where one of the songs is called G. And what it's about is, God creating the earth, yada yada yada. And he goes through, and he kind of realizes, like, oh, humans might have been a mistake. I think I screwed this up. Um, I'm kind of second guessing it. And he goes, bring me the delete button. And he deletes it, and the final words are "win robot." And I was like, well, what does that mean? And the next song is a machine begging for a soul. It's called ordinary, but parentheses are in O is in parentheses, and it's a robot begging for soul and begging for purpose, pretty much to be
Mm.
humanized. And what has happened is God brought forth artificial intelligence through the humans, and that was the delete button.
Wow.
And I was, yeah, I was like listening to it. I was like, ugh, like holy cow. So I don't know. AI is pretty crazy. I, you can't help but think of Wall-E,
Yeah.
that Disney, that innocent. Is it Disney or
It's
Pixar?
Pixar.
Regardless, it's
Yeah,
Disney. Disney
Pixar.
owns everything. Um, but yeah, it's humans got fat, more reliant on the robot, and then if you remember, the robot didn't let them wanted to keep them from going home because Earth could grow something organic again, and the robot wanted to keep it from them and not want them to return home because the robot or artificial intelligence or whatever literally had a grasp on the humans. It's pretty
Yeah.
wild, pretty crazy to think about. Who knows if we're gonna meet that road?
You hope
You
not,
know,
right? And like we
man, there's a lot of
we were
cons.
talking about
There's a
Ultron
ton of
earlier. I mean,
cons.
you got Terminator. That was all AI. HAL from 2001: Space Odyssey. You know, the ship. That was
Mm-hmm.
all AI. iRobot, all AI. Matrix, all AI. And yeah, those are science fiction, but this stuff can be real one day, and it, it's crazy.
The watch I'm wearing right now was science
Yeah,
fiction at one
yeah,
point.
for sure. Cell
You know what I
phones,
mean?
everything was science fiction at some point in time, and
Yeah.
look at the stuff that we have now. You know, you
Cars
know,
driving
I had to
themselves was science fiction.
I had to bring this up because it was I was thinking about AI, like what something AI that can be scary. And we just talked about this in a prior episode not too long ago. The Boston Dynamics Metalhead robot.
Yeah.
You know,
Black
if you ever
Mirror.
watch Black Mirror, there's an episode called Metalhead, and it's basically about this guard dog robot, and these people break into this warehouse, and this dog goes. It kills you. It just straight kills you. It don't scare you away.
It explodes
Yeah,
with shrapnel,
and
and it tracks the
it will
shrapnel.
track you down to kill you. Its main goal is no matter what to find you and kill you. And
Yeah.
so I was like laughing. I was like, man, that was like one of the creepiest things ever too. Because no matter what they did, it still came after them.
Yeah. You know what episode I saw once? I didn't like it at all. But now, as time is going on, it becomes creepier and creepier. And is that episode with Miley Cyrus? And I can't remember how she gets
Oh
into the coma,
yes,
but she gets into the coma and they use her thoughts to write the songs and use AI to
yes.
sing and record the
Mm-hmm.
songs.
That's right.
And, at first I was like, yeah, whatever. Whatever. Leave it to me to underestimate the
Yeah,
technology and where it's going with Black Mirror. But I was like, dude, we are
yeah,
there.
yeah.
I'm not saying we have, artists in comatose situations, but um for example, Chester Bennington from Linkin Park passed away in 2017. AI made him sing a Slipknot song, Snuff, and it was his voice. You could tell they adjusted the
Mm-hmm.
pitch of Corey Taylor's voice to Chester, but it's like, dude,
Yeah.
Chester's singing this song
Wow.
right now, and yeah, it's so,
It's crazy.
dude, it's so out there. You can't help but to think of Jeff Goldblum's character in Jurassic Park, which I'm gonna butcher the line, but when he's sitting there, you guys were so caught up in that you didn't stop to think that if you
Yep.
should, and now I
And
kind of feel
and
like
that's
that's where
exactly
we're
where
at.
we're at. People are not thinking like, should we do this? It's more like how useful this is going to be. No,
Right.
there's always something.
Yeah, I'm all for it if the use is for good and we can sustain. You know, if there are certain jobs that are so dangerous, or cannot result in any error, I am
Yeah.
all for it. You know, um, but you can't remove purpose from humans. Once purpose is removed, I mean, this is for like anybody.
It's anything.
Um, Humans need
Mm-hmm.
purpose. I don't know if it's the meaning of life or anything like that, but once purpose is removed, then
Yeah.
what is there? And the more and more that gets taken away,
No, you're
I
right.
think humanity
I
will
wanted to
itself.
just
So
finish off that Black Mirror thing. Um, you're good.
yeah,
You're good.
sorry, yeah, go
The
ahead.
creator, Charlie Brooker, he actually asked Chat GTP to write an episode of Black Mirror.
Oh,
This
get the
was
fuck out of
toying.
here.
So he just wanted to see what would happen. And his words were, it came up with something. At a first glance, I read it and there's some plausibility behind it. But then at the second time I read it, it was complete shit. He's like, all the chatbot did was took all the Black Mirror episodes and mashed them all together.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, it was
Really?
absolute horrible. And he's like, and I never looked
Hmm.
at it again. but but yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it was. I thought that was interesting. I was like, no shit.
Yeah, that is interesting.
But no,
Yeah, it's wild
it
stuff.
is. It
I
is.
um, I just I hope we don't reach that. I hope this whole episode is
Yeah,
rubbish.
it's
You know what I
rubbish.
mean? I,
It's
yeah, I
rubbish.
hope we can look back on this episode and everyone else can and be like, listen, these two dumb fucks
Yeah.
talk, try to talk about
No,
this
you
shit.
know what?
Believe
When some
me.
of the leading scientists, technologists of our country are saying that this stuff is dangerous, I think I'm gonna kind of go lean towards them with this one, man. So you guys can do
Yeah,
what you want, but I'm just gonna pay attention to what they're doing. So
yeah,
let's just hopefully we can pray for humanity. So,
yeah,
but
yep. So, who knows? We could be AI generated. People would never
we
know at
wouldn't.
one point.
We would not. No. 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 No.
System
No.
error.
Shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit.
So what do you think? Should we lighten this episode up and get get talking about that Guardians of the
Let's do
Galaxy Volume
this.
3?
Let's put some fun
All
back
right.
in it.
Yeah, this is depressing me.
All right.
I finally, and that's Dad Life, a movie a month later, Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Mm.
Man, what a movie. Spoiler
I'm
warning for
crazy
everyone.
for you.
Yeah, spoiler warning for everyone.
Yep.
We're
Tune
gonna talk.
out.
We're gonna talk about this. So, if you guys want to tune out now? That's fine. Next week, we're gonna talk about the resurgence of King of the Hill and Futurama. So,
So join us next week.
yeah, pretty excited about that. So, it can end for you here, and we'll see you later. For those that have saw Guardians of the Galaxy 3, feel free to stick around. So,
Yes. Volume 3.
man,
James Gunn's final film in the Guardians saga.
what a movie! I thought
Damn.
he did so well.
The opening scene with Adam Warlock coming in and Crazy for You
Yeah,
going over like dun 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 dun.
yeah.
Like that
Crazy
was
for you.
so cool. He's just fucking flying through space, man. Like I was like, whoa.
Yeah. I noticed anytime that the music wasn't the orchestra, but it was, a rock song,
hmm
it was actually being played in the movie.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I think I noticed that like halfway through. Like every time there was kind of like a rock song. It was on someone's headphones or whatever. I might
Okay.
be wrong, but it was several times where it was like
No
it was
way.
actually playing in the movie.
Guess I didn't really notice that part.
Yeah, and if I'm
Oh,
wrong on that, my bad. But I was pretty sure like there was another scene at the end, towards the end, where they were playing a rock song and it was actually playing in in the movie.
that's cool.
So yeah, man, gosh, was that Rocket Raccoon? Did that not improve his character to the other movies now?
It would. Oh, for sure.
Oh my
Sure. Now you
goodness.
understand where he came from. You know, you
Yeah.
got the background of him and why he's the way he is and everything. It's awesome. The movie is incredible.
Yeah. It was brutal to see him on such a side to where he had his friends and he was so happy and like his guard was down, I guess. Like he wasn't so
Somewhat,
hard to get
yeah.
along with. And then to have that happen, it was so brutal and so sad. I kept hearing in the theater the sniffles, like every once in a while,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh,
and
that was horrible.
it was so good. And the bad guy,
Oh,
his name,
they hire oh, I can't think of
the
the name.
Higher Evolution.
Yep, Higher Evolution.
Yeah,
Man, I really
he
blanked out
was
there.
fantastic.
Yeah.
He's such a good bad guy. Cold blooded man. He finally created that world, and it was kind of funny how he
Yeah.
how he mentioned, yeah, I visited your world once, and the whole world was modeled after like a 1950s sitcom.
Yeah.
You notice? And dude, he blew it up. It's like,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
He's
it's
like
done here. This isn't
on to the
working.
next.
Boom,
No,
blew it up, and
nothing,
it was
no
like,
issues.
no,
But
all
this
those
is
people
failing,
died.
right? Everybody, it started to turn into civilization as we know it today. People were dealing drugs,
Yeah,
getting in fights, and that his whole vision was to not have that stuff, to be the perfect society where there was no crime. Everybody was happy,
yeah,
but yeah, just
it's
pull the
not where it
plug,
was.
take
And
off.
I had no idea that was a mask the whole time.
Oh,
I can't believe they showed his face.
oh, that was rough.
I
Look
was
what
like,
you did to me. You
whoa.
you made me a monster.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I liked how it kind of came full circle though, because he was constantly trying to make the whole civilization. It was a story upon a story,
Hmm.
and I caught it at the end, but he was trying to make it if it wasn't what he liked, he got rid of it. He destroyed it. To where at the end, it's very subtle, where Gamora um, told Quill, I'm not going to be who you want me to be.
Yeah.
But Quill accepted it. He goes, I
Yep.
know, I get it. And it was kind of like hey, like they kind of went full circle with that. And it's a bummer because you want to see, Quill was after Gamora for so
Last. Yeah, I
long.
mean, ever since Endgame, he came back and he was all about her again, and nothing.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. It was so good. It was really well done.
Hmm.
Um, I it's so funny. I cannot get over uh, how good Zoe, Karen, and Palm look as aliens.
The characters. Yeah.
Yeah, like man, Gamora. If if I was her husband, I'd be like, leave the green stuff on for one
Yeah.
night
Just
if you could.
let's try something. Want to try something different.
Yeah, they're all awesome. They're
so,
all very
so
good.
Karen Gillan actually put up with something. Um, she left. She got her makeup done and whatnot, and left set. She had couples therapy to go to, and she went to couples therapy with the Nebula makeup on.
Oh my gosh,
She's like, I couldn't take it off because it took so long to put it on. Can you
that's
imagine being a
funny.
therapist and be like, okay, um,
Yeah,
so let's talk about
yeah,
just crazy, but yeah.
that's funny.
No, the
Yeah,
movie is absolutely fantastic. Love the
yeah.
details they produce. In my opinion, Guardians of the Volume 3 is easily one of the best Marvel movies of
Oh
all
yeah.
time now, and it's so influential, and it was really touching ending, and
Oh
I loved
man,
it.
was
I
it
did.
ever?
I did.
Was
Loved it.
it ever?
My
They all
daughter was
disbanded. They
crying,
went
man.
they went back to what they needed to do,
Yeah.
and it was
All
yeah,
the Guardians movies, actually, in a way, they pull together. They pull you into the story and
yeah.
gets you. I don't know. It's a weird
They
thing.
all had their awesome moment in the movie.
Mm,
Drax, um, calming down the children
yeah,
and everything. Like this
you're
dude,
scaring them.
he's the destroyer, and he kind of gets his, he lost his family. I'm not saying he gets his family back, but he gets his purpose. There's the word again, purpose.
Mm,
He gets his purpose back, And it was all really, really cool. Very heartfelt, very touching. And with James Gunn, I mean, that should have been a really bittersweet moment for Marvel because
Mm-hmm.
James Gunn brought forward Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, were they even B list, C list
I'd say I call them
superheroes?
B list, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah,
they weren't
like
on mainstream back in the comic book era, but a
nowhere
lot of people.
near.
Only way you know them is if you were really into comic books.
Yeah, and he did a fantastic job bringing them onto the big screen. We
Mm-hmm.
care about them now. Now it's over. It's open. I'm glad he kind of
Yeah,
left it
they did leave
open.
it open.
Yeah, but for the initial Guardians, it's over. And it was kind of a somber moment, like an end of an era type moment. And it's like okay, and you can't help but to think moving forward. With James Gunn, a lot of people, he's going towards Superman now.
Yep.
And he stated, he goes, you got to make movies that aren't just, punch him through a wall and that's it. You want to bring emotion into it.
Correct.
And with the amount of emotion that he brought forth in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I can't help but to think what he has for Superman Legacy.
Oh, I know.
Like,
It's gonna be interesting.
yes, and that's one of the things. Like, oh, Superman's boring. He's so too powerful. He's too this. He's a blue Boy Scout. For Zack Snyder, oh, he's too dark. He's too this. He's too that. I
Yeah.
think James Gunn is going to be able to find an absolute medium
I've
and really,
seen all the candidates for Superman, and I'm like, I can't wrap my head around them yet.
yeah.
It's tough.
The
But
latest one, um,
is that the one you sent me?
yeah,
Okay, because I know I'm in talks with another buddy of mine who sends me random stuff like that. So just make
yeah.
sure.
I guess he sent James Gunn a video how he was raised on a farm. I gotta find his
Oh
name.
no way!
Forgive me, listeners, but I believe he was on Bold and the Beautiful. Pearson Pearson Fode. But I guess he
Mhm.
sent a video to James Legacy about how he was raised on a farm. And yada 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 has these resemblances on how
Yeah,
Clark Kent was raised.
he
And
does. Yeah, I can see it.
yeah,
The hair
but
color's different.
yeah, seeing him, um, yeah, I mean the hair can be fixed. Christopher Reeves didn't have, but I could see him as Superman. But we'll see. But it's definitely going to be interesting. I think James Gunn is going to do a lot of good for DC and the problems that they've had over the years, and kind of get them back on track. So,
Mm-hmm.
but James
Yeah,
Gunn, good work on Guardians of the Galaxy
yeah.
Volume
James
Three.
Gunn, his direction for that was top notch, amazing.
Yes, it was.
Makes you feel like you're there. Like I said, I feel like all the Guardians movies they pull you into the story, and
Yeah,
it makes you really feel like you're there.
yeah. You really care about these people. These
Yeah,
blue, green. Mantis looks like a
yeah,
a bug or whatever.
yeah.
You
Like a
really
mantis.
yeah.
Yeah,
Drax.
Drax is
Drax, you
awesome,
care
man.
about
He's
him. A raccoon.
so
One of my
funny too.
older friends couldn't get over the talking raccoon.
Yeah.
No, he did a great job, and
Mm,
moving forward, I'm really excited to see what he's got lined up.
yeah.
So I would call that one of the better trilogies. It's odd that the third movie has the potential being the best movie of the
I know,
trilogy.
right?
There's
It
only a
seriously
few other
does.
ones.
Not a lot of
You know,
movies, series, or trilogies like that could say that
no,
either.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings is one. I mean, those movies smacked every time too.
Yeah, and then gosh, what's another one? I mean, for a while it
I
was The
guess Harry
Bourne.
Potter's. You could say that a lot of
Yeah,
them.
well, that wasn't even a trilogy, read it
No,
really.
well, it's a whole goddamn
The
series, pretty
Bourne
much.
trilogy, when it was supposed to be the Bourne
Oh
trilogy, and then
yeah,
they had to come back and make another
Bourne
one.
Ultimatum. Did you
Yeah,
see the one with Jeremy Renner?
I
Uh,
didn't. I was too afraid.
Bourne Legacy. I think that's what it's
I think
called.
it was Legacy. Yeah,
Yeah, it was different, but it was just another side of the I don't even know what you would call Jason Bourne.
the program.
Yeah, another uh, asset of the program.
Okay.
So, but it was all right. And if you like the movies, you'd be like, that's good. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
So,
No. yeah, so we'll have to see what whatever everything else is lined up for. But yeah, great job. Um, yeah, that's
No,
all.
like I
I'm
said,
tripping over my words.
James Gunn did an awesome job. The fight sequences were awesome. The animation was good.
That scene in the
Heart
hallway.
wrenching back stories and
Yeah, that scene in the hallway when it was finally all of them together
mm-hmm.
and they were just whomping ass. I was like, wow.
Oh, they're beating the higher evolution's ass too.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Like
Yeah.
from every angle. Jeez, 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 jeez.
Yeah, it was real cool. See a lot of those scenes in the theater or in movies, but
Yeah.
it was awesome. Like each character had their one moment, and then they had their moment together, and that was it.
Yeah.
So
I tell you what though, just because we're on movie topic somewhat, June has some crazy movies coming out.
yeah,
I don't know if you've looked at the list of June's movies, dude.
no,
So they got obviously Spider Man just released the other day, which it crushed Mario's weekend already.
did it really?
Yeah,
Wow,
it absolutely destroyed it. I think
I
they
heard
were
it was
set for
really
about
good.
$100 million opening weekend. So that's coming out. The Flash is coming out. There's the new Transformers movie, which I've heard mixed reviews on people saying. So I don't know about that.
Right.
Um, what else is coming out? I actually just dropped a post on Twitter about like how many movies are coming. Like holy crap, man! There's so many movies coming out. Flash, Indiana Jones, The Blackening. Did you
Okay.
hear anything about that? The Boogeyman. Remember when I brought
Yes.
that up? Stephen King movie. That looks
Yeah.
ridiculous. Elemental, if you like the Pixar movies and stuff. Jennifer Lawrence is in a movie called No Hard Feelings.
Yeah.
I heard that one's pretty good too. Yeah, but there's so many crazy movies coming
When
out.
is Sisu coming out?
I think it's already out actually.
Think
I
it's
think it
already
came
out?
out in March because my buddy said that it
I'm gonna have to
came
search
out
for that
before.
one.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's already out. There's a movie called Asteroid City with Tom Hanks. I heard it's pretty good. That's coming out in June too. But dude, June has a ton of movies coming out.
Yeah, summer blockbusters.
So I was just telling my
them up.
daughter because she was like, "Oh, I want to go see The Flash. I want to go see Spider Man. I want to see Elemental." I go, "Well, you know what? Elemental and The Flash come out, I think, the same day." I was like, "Maybe we'll do a double feature."
Yeah.
I was like, "We haven't done it with the kids yet," so I was like,
Yeah.
"Maybe we'll do it."
I think
So-
the Flash. We're both gonna have to see that. I really want to talk about that movie.
Oh, for sure.
Like, big time.
Oh God, it's
Big time.
It's gonna be a. It's gonna be a hit, man.
I hope it's
gonna
good.
be
Yeah, the director
crazy.
said he will not recast Ezra Miller if there's a sequel.
Well, shit happens.
So hopefully
So-
Ezra has his shit together if that happens, and if not, then it's supposed to be a reset. We'll see what happens. So
Yep, yeah. But yeah, dude, it's gonna be a cool June. Cool ass
Yeah.
June.
all right.
So-
Well, should we wrap this one up?
Let's wrap it up, baby.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening to us. We'll get this rolling here soon on Spotify. We're still trying to work that out.
Yeah, we need to get that going.
7 episodes in.
It's whatever,
We're slacking on that. But yeah, we're on Facebook, Instagram. We don't know about right now. They keep claiming
Yeah.
we're bots. So
Yep. We'll
AI
just keep it as
generated.
keeping it on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook for now because I'm so done with Instagram.
yeah,
But
forget
it's
it.
like
Just
I
let
literally give you the opportunity. Here is my info, and then you suspend my account.
yeah, let them go. Let it go.
So
We'll find another back door to get in.
yeah, but yeah, please follow us.
Yeah, like, subscribe, share our videos. Get more interactive with us. We're not very interactive.
Yeah, comments.
back
Hit
and
comments
forth.
up on either Twitter or Facebook too.
Yeah.
We'll roll with your comments, man.
Yep. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. We didn't creep you out or sound too conspiracy theorish.
They're coming for you though.
Yeah, yeah. They're listening now. So,
Yeah.
all right, we'll wrap it up, and hope everyone has a good week, rest of the week, and a good weekend, and we'll see you next time.
All right, till later, my friends.
See you later.